Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2020 horror Netflix original film, No One Sleeps in the Woods Tonight. Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight. So this is a Polish horror film. This was made by the Polish Film Institute. I believe that's what I read in the beginning with the subtitles. I'm not familiar with anything in regards to Poland film, and so I don't know if the Poland Film Institute is a school. I assume it's a school. And if that's the case, if this was a student film, this was incredible. Certain scenes dragged. I will say that. I don't know if that production company is a school in regards to student film or if it's a mainstream media. It was awesome, regardless whether it was a student film or not. It took me by surprise. Again, certain scenes were dragged. Certain scenes didn't need to be dragged. But the hour, 40-something minutes went by pretty quick despite the little dragging stuff. Really good horror scenes, really good. It was very much Friday the 13th, but it wasn't at the same time because it was kind of explained where the killers get their killerness from, which in hindsight to Jason Voorhees, we don't actually get the why is he constantly a zombie and how does he come back to like where did this curse come from? We don't actually get that. I'm just trying to remember the 12 films that there are. 9, 10, 11, however many films there are. But this is explained. So a bunch of these teens, early 20s, no, teens, late teens, go to this technology addicted camp called Camp Adrenaline or something like that. I think it was Camp Adrenaline. And so they have to surrender their tech, and of course people are sneaking things in, obviously, and they're divided up to different groups, and this particular group 4, is going on this hiking, camping expedition. So it's camping within camp, which is interesting. And so they stumble across this like torn apart deer carcass and then stumble across this house and then wind up in the killer's den. But it's a matter of why is the killers, plural, why are these twin killers like gigantic behemoths, behemoths, and why are they covered in giant boils and why do they grunt and why do they just kill and eat and why. So there's an actual there's this old guy in a cabin which two current survivors in the middle of the film go to try to get help for. And he tells them the story that these two twins, grew up there and, they inadvertently found a meteorite, which then released this, they took it home. It released this like black goo, which like fused them and created the monsters that they are today. And their mom, finally lost it. And she inadvertently wound up dying by falling down the stairs after trying to give them a bore. Because she locked him in the cellar, obviously, as you do with all monsters, and they wind up eating her, and then they wind up escaping with keys, and then they go on a killing spree of the campers, right? So like you get an origin story. It was this venom, black tar goo kind of a thing that escaped the meteorite and fused with the two kids, and they've been boil-ridden monsters ever since. It was explained. I didn't expect it, and it was neat having the explanation, the different character development of figuring out, who can be a friend and who to rely on, what do you do in these situations, how do you get help from police officers, things of that nature, right? When you're in the middle of nowhere, in a forest, in the woods, in Poland. So very, very interesting. Leaves the door open for a sequel, and there is a sequel which came out in 2021. So we're gonna watch that next. You have to be in a mindset, obviously, if you don't speak more than one language, if you only familiar with one language, you have to read subtitles, obviously. That's the benefit of foreign films, outside of your own country foreign films, because you get to experience different perspective from different lands. Just got to read the subtitles. It's not that hard. Just read the subtitles. Very simple. So you have to be in a reading of subtitle mood. Now my eyes are killing me because I was not technically in a reading of subtitle moods. Completely forgot that this was a Polish film. But we did it. We watched it. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. The sequel should be just as fun. I'm hoping. Very much Friday the 13th, but different. Like Hills Have Eyes meets Friday the 13th. It's a good comparison. Yeah, I like it. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.